Thanks for joining us today. We thought we would take a look at a view of from a partner's perspective. So Guy is one of our long-term partners, great partners, a TrustX Alliance member, which is our community that we'll talk a little bit about. And then Caitlin has the advantage and joy of talking to many, many partners during her day and all week. So just to understand a little bit more about what you're hearing as well. So to start, maybe Guy, could you talk a little bit about your company and what you guys specialize in and how you're working with Ingram Micro?
Hey, thank you, Jennifer. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi.
We are a managed service provider in northern New Jersey, and we provide services for businesses that either have an in-house IT staff or don't have an in-house IT staff. The size that we typically support is 30 and above. And the services that we buy everything that we can through Ingram. And the way that we leverage a lot of the services that we have from Ingram is also through the TrustX Alliance community that Jennifer touched on, which I guess we'll go a little bit more into.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about first your company, and are you guys seeing, we're hearing that some of the IT buyers are changing, some of the way that technology is being purchased is just purchased a little differently, more people involved in a decision, for example. What are you guys seeing in your business with regard to that?
So we find that a lot of the inbound sales, people are already pretty much, they know what they're getting. They've done their research. And if we're online and we're available for the services that they're looking for, they're going to contact us. And so it's on us to do a lot of social marketing, be available out there and be able to offer all of the different services that they might be looking for. And that's where partnering with Ingram Micro and some of the other companies within the TrustX Alliance community comes into play. Because there are things that we may not be very strong with, and by partnering with Ingram Micro and the TrustX Alliance, that's what offers us the capability to not lose that opportunity when they do contact us. We have things that we're strong with, but if we're not that strong, the community that we belong to within Ingram Micro, the TrustX Alliance, there's definitely somebody in that community that is an expert in the services that they're looking for. So rather than just telling the prospect, I'm sorry, it's not something we can do, we don't turn that away.
Got it. So, you've been a TrustX Alliance member for a long time. You've been a board member. Talk to us a little bit about what is TrustX Alliance, and isn't it a group of competitors? I mean, how are you guys working together, and what value are you getting out of that community in particular?
So the TrustX Alliance is essentially 350 businesses that are out there, the best, or the most well-run, I would say, businesses are the ones that are doing a good job, that Ingram Micro has identified as these are the companies that we want to invite into our community because they offer a lot of value, not only for Ingram. If they help us, we're going to buy more services and products from them, but also these are companies that we can work with also to help our business grow. So the value of the TrustX community is that not only do we have visibility within the Ingram Micro environment with all of the higher ups there, Ingram Micro makes it possible for us to have visibility with a lot of the vendors, the Microsofts of the world, the Dells, the Lenovos, the HPs, you name it. And if they're part of the TrustX community, that offers us a resource that we just wouldn't have. We wouldn't be able to go and call an 800 number if we needed service for products that we're selling into a client to get the kind of access to the level of people that we have, that we do when we're part of this community. So we have this unbelievable visibility. And some of the other benefits that we get from being in that community is the partnering. Jennifer mentioned that we're all competitors. It's true. We are a managed service provider. We belong to the New York area chapter. So there's 40 businesses in the New York and New Jersey area, and we run into each other, once in a while, but we're all sharing best practice. We're all sharing our pricing. We're sharing our services. We're talking about what is working for us and what's working for them. And that concept, when you think about it, it sounds counterintuitive. Why would you help people that you're competing with? But in reality, it actually makes our relationships stronger. And what it actually does from our perspective, and this has happened in the past, is it provides protection for us. Here I am telling some of my closest partners that we work with about how we do things. And then maybe one of my clients is not happy about something and they reach out and they talk to one of the partners that we're friendly with and they call them in and the first thing they say is, well, who are you working with? And they might say, oh, we're working with Barone Technologies. At that point, that's where the conversation ends. Now it's, how do I help Barone Technologies not lose that account? What are they doing? What are they looking for? Because we're all friendly. There's enough business out there for all of us to earn. But the biggest value that we get is we have this community that we could share what works and what doesn't work. So we come to events like this and we walk around and we look at the technologies and you may not know what's the next best thing. But when you talk to partners that are working with clients and you're getting all of that information about what they're doing in their business that's working, what technologies they've already tested that's working from them, and who they should contact, you can't put a value on that.
That's great, and it's very unique. We were in the UK a couple weeks ago where we had a super regional with our UK TrustX members and our Canadian TrustX members. So what TrustX is also doing is extending Guy's reach. You know, he can virtually do business in any part of the United States, now in the UK, in export business across the Caribbean, Canada. So, you know, being able to have that kind of farther reach and footprint for your business too is another great advantage that TrustX is bringing.
You two are making my job very easy over here.
Yeah.
So let me just introduce myself. So I'm the third person up here, just so you know. I'm Caitlin Tierney. I recruit for these partner communities. So I recognize a few of your faces. We've already had conversations. But those of you that haven't, I would love to get to know you, get to know your business a little bit better, and tell you a little bit more about these partner environments that we have. So the TrustX Alliance being one of those. We also have an SMB Alliance community, true to its name, focused in that SMB space. So if any of you, are looking for a platform for collaboration, sharing best business practices. If you're interested in growing your business by way of networking, this is an excellent way to do that, and you'll have Ingram as a business partner.
So Caitlin, can you talk to us a little bit about SMB Alliance and what makes that, what makes that a community, and what are those partners getting out of SMB Alliance?
Yeah, so today we are U.S. based. We have about 230 partners that make up the SMB Alliance, and those partners are working together, and they're not turning away their customers, if they don't have it in their wheelhouse or if it's not something that they're focused in right now. They're leveraging each other to do that. A lot of times, when our partners that are focused in that SMB space, they don't have all the time in the world to just drop what they're doing and help service a customer that might have a remote office, or maybe, they're looking for someone who, can help maybe augment a service or an opportunity that maybe they just don't have the resources for. So that's something that they're able to do in that community as well. And not to mention, the partnering, but also what you're getting with Ingram Micro. You have a dedicated resource in sales, in ITAD, in professional services, in security, in cloud, and basically every aspect of Ingram you'll have a dedicated resource for.
That's great. And you're talking to partners all the time. So tell us, what are you hearing from them in terms of, how they're thinking about growing their business and the considerations that they're having as being part of a community or extending their reach in some way?
Absolutely. So right now, and I'm sure you all can relate to this, is that business models are changing and the industry is changing, the channel's changing, and their customers are changing. And, when you're in a community environment like this, they need the support. They need not just the support from, a large partner like Ingram, but also, when you just don't know who to ask the question of. You can go to a community environment, for example, what we call our talking shop meetings. They're basically like a peer group, maybe 30 partners or so, kind of a smaller, intimate environment. But, we have those roundtables, and those are the perfect opportunity to bring up some of those questions. This is what I'm doing well, but this is really what I need help with. Does anybody come across this? Does anybody see this? How do you do it?
It's great, and it's safe too. It's a safe environment for them to be able to share.
Yeah.
So, Guy, I guess you're here at Channel Partners Evolution. What are you thinking about in terms of what's next for your business and all the technologies that you're hearing about today, and just the considerations that you're making as you're looking at 2019?
So one of the things that I like about these events is that you come in and you're seeing all the latest technologies and where the trends are leading. I definitely see managed security services as a plus. So everybody's very concerned with cybersecurity, compliance, moving to the cloud. We don't go into any client and not have a conversation about either security or what are they going to do with their cloud infrastructure, whether they're outsourcing some of their software or if they're moving their whole infrastructure out there. The other point is people are no longer really using their offices for anything other than just a place to work. So all the conversations that we have now are, and you touched on it, that we have the opportunity to reach clients that are all over the globe at this point. We don't necessarily have to work just in the northern New Jersey area. We could work, and we do. We support companies that have offices all over the U.S., in Europe, and the only way we'd be able to do that is with the partnerships that we've made through the community, the TrustX Alliance that we're a part of, and Ingram Micro. I don't know how we would do that without you guys, so thank you for that. And some of the other value that we get is like the think tank that we belong to. So the think tank is essentially a group of partners that get together, and Ingram Micro facilitates a conversation or a topic around a particular area in your business that we belong to. So I belong to the cybersecurity think tank, and this is my second year that's been on. This is the second year that we've had it, and oh my God, I cannot believe there are people that are not on this or knocking on the door trying to break down to get into this think tank. The conversations that we have as partner to partner, it's not what somebody could sell us. It's not what is the best product out there that somebody could make a certain margin on. It's, oh my God, what are you doing with this? This threat just came out. What did you do when this happened? What are you talking to your clients about with this service? What are you finding is a good fit for your need when you have this situation? And you can't put a value on that. It's incredible. And again, thank you for inviting us to the TrustX Alliance community, because it's just helped our business multiple ways.
That's great. So we have a couple minutes left, and maybe to wrap up, both of you, could you comment a little bit on what are some ways to get partners thinking about how they can grow their business for 2019? What are your thoughts on that?
Should I go ahead? I'll go ahead. So one thing to keep in mind, well, by raise of hand, who here is interested in being more profitable? All right. Who here is interested in relationships? Okay, cool. So I think the communities can definitely help you to accomplish both of those common goals, right? When you're looking at the membership year over year, they're experiencing 8 to 10% growth year over year again. So, these communities are not just to help you in kind of growing your business and by way of networking and with your peers, but it's also going to help you grow your profits. So
that's great. Guy?
Well, what I see as a way for everybody to grow their business is looking at all of the different services, again, that Ingram Micro offers. So just so you know, I'm not a paid spokesperson. I am a partner. And I love working with Ingram Micro. If any of you are not working with Ingram Micro, consider it. I refer business to Ingram Micro all the time. I just had a phone call with Caitlin the other day. Somebody asked us for a reference, and then I asked them about their business, if they know about the TrustX community, and they said no, so I put them in touch. I'm a believer. We're all in. It helps us grow our business. The services that Ingram offers us through their cloud division, all the different services that they bring that make it possible for us to not have to have a minimum threshold in order to get into, the education aspect that they offer us, it really makes us holistic in what we can offer our clients. So we don't have to say no, and at the same time, we don't have to be experts in everything. We know we have the resources to be able to go to and find out what we don't know so that we can help our clients. And I think that's what's available to anyone that's not working with Ingram.
We appreciate that very much, Guy. I guess I would just also close with that point about not having to be experts on everything, and really consider and think about how your business is specializing, especially in vertical markets that you're serving, and how you can partner and reach out with other partners that can lend their expertise and experience into broadening your capabilities. So, every part of our communities, there's a lot of partnering. It's upward, and 90% of them are partnering together to go to market. And what we see our role as Ingram Micro is really enabling that, being that touch point, connecting all of these folks together, as well as providing business best practices such as financing and marketing, and they're sharing HR practices, how we can build stronger businesses across the channel. So I want to thank you both for the time today. I appreciate it, and for the great words and advice. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.